Brings me that 30 hertz straight up.
Hello. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday. The temperature is amazing outside, so I hope you guys are being safe while you are enjoying this weather. We are here today with our beautiful guest. We will be introducing her real soon. However, I had some requests on more of my everyday life. So I am all about giving my supporters what it is that they want, right? So you can catch clips of my personal life or everyday life or in the moment's life on some of my tags that will be posted in the comments below. But today I had to deal with an ugly monster. As Megan says, if you mention the tags, they get 24 hours of attention. So we won't do that.
Right.
So I say that to say, when I don't think that I'm under stress, my body tells me that I'm under stress. I'm like, okay, it's not bothering me. But my body tells me different. So today, to my warriors, my body was affected by stress today, dealing with some unwanted behavior.
Right.
But at the end of the day, all was well.
Good.
Okay. So, please, can I call? So I won't slander her name, right?
Yeah. I got you.
Okay. So I won't slander her name. Remember, this is my birthday gift for the rest of the month of October. I was celebrating my birthday by shining lights on amazing people that's doing amazing work out in our community, right?
Yeah.
So you were one of the ones that was picked and was tagged, and we're gonna get into how I met you. But you are doing some amazing things in the community, and you are dope at what you're doing. So I want to shine that light on you. So with further ado, I have Miss Edwards in the building. Yes. She is an artist. Yes, okay, ma'am. A dope artist. So who is Miss Edwards? Who are you?
Miss Edwards?
Yes.
Miss Anamarie Edwards. Who is she? I am an interdisciplinary artist. I have been doing art since I was 12. I'm a teacher. I am a community builder. I feel like I'm a home for safe spaces. So, yeah, that's who I am. I blossom in that every day.
And you so humbled about it. Yeah. No, girl, we're gonna dive into that. Okay. So let's dissect that. So you got into art at 12.
Yes.
Why? What made you get into art?
I got into art when I was 12 because I took an art class and I was met with this artist. Her name's Georgia O'Keeffe. She's no longer with us, but she made art and it was on the dead things and the living things. So she would paint cow skulls, but she would also paint like beautiful flowers. And then she started painting flowers in more abstract ways. Mm-hmm. So I got infatuated with that and I started, like making work like that. I tried to draw like skulls of cows and goats and things like that and flowers. So in the 4th grade, my biggest thing that I would do for people is draw them flowers. And I just loved how that made other people feel. So then I would give it as a gift or just let someone watch me do it, and the joy in that, it just never stopped.
So when you said you fell in love with the skull and flowers, like what is it exactly did you fall in love? Like
I fell in love with how she made her work so beautiful, where it was like every time you looked at it, it felt like there was something new to look at. So it's like every time I would look at her painting, I would find something new that brought me joy. So I was like, I want to do that. So I started trying to mimic it and realized I was good at it. And I was like, I want to keep doing it.
great at it.
Yeah. I won a first. I think what really solidified it is I won first place in a fair art contest when I was smaller. And I was like, I loved the feeling and I wanted to keep feeling that feeling, but I wanted other people to feel it with me. So this whole journey has been me trying to figure out how to make other people feel joyful through art, and what can art do to help people even if they're sad to feel joy.
It's interesting that you said it because I watch movies over and over
Yeah.
again, right? And I've been watching them forever. So like Home Alone is one of my favorite movies.
What?
That's one of my safe
What?
spaces.
I would say you say that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, Home Alone.
I
Okay.
love Home Alone. So when I'm feeling like some type of way when I need to like regroup, I watch that
You
and it's
watch it.
always something new that I see.
Yeah.
So would you say it's something that only an artist will have or something that you're like more I don't want to say obsessed
Yeah.
or more in tune with that you see just new things because you're so in tune with it?
I used to think that until people would sit with my work and they
Mhm.
would just be like, they would find something new every time. But now I design my artwork to be like that, to where you can find something. Like I'll use little snippets of magazines, and there might be like a fork in there. Like one of my paintings has a fork, and it's like the infamous fork because everyone's like, "Why is there a fork right there?" But I'm like, you laughed about it, like, so it's just kind of cool. And I play with finding things in something that already exists and has been existing.
You know what that brings me back to my childhood again. Where is a Waldo?
Where's Waldo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like
See? Yeah.
the books with all of this little stuff, millions of things, and you had to really focus
Pick
your
it.
eye to see. But
Mhm.
you know what I noticed too, like you have to be in a certain mindset
Right.
to be focused because if you're not focused and something else is on your mind and your mental, you're not going to find it. But if you're more settled, more calm, more focused, you will find it. I just found it
Emotion
very
is huge
interesting.
in that too. I feel like people that are in different situations and
Hmm.
they look at my work, they find different things. Like somebody might think something is very like dramatic and sad and traumatic. It's from a traumatic experience. But then the next person's like, oh my gosh, this was cool. Like, I really like it. It brought me joy. It made me think about this really happy moment that I had. But some people are different, but they see something else and it still speak to them in a certain way.
So, do you think it depends on someone's upbringing on what they can see in the paintings or what it means to
Yeah.
them?
Maybe upbringing, also just what they personally pay attention to day. And their
Energy.
personality, their energy. Like are they always negative? Or are they always positive? Or are they a mix of the both? Like that's how they're gonna speak about it when they see it.
And that's another you making some very interesting points
Yeah.
because energy connects, right?
Yeah.
And if you are a negative person, it's going to speak to you in a negative way.
Right.
And if you're a positive person, it's going to speak to you in a positive way.
Right.
And it's not crazy, but it really actually works like that. And people don't think that.
No. But art has a power to change that. It could make a negative person think a little differently. But sometimes that doesn't happen until they hear the artist speak. So
Mm.
it's different. So then it's like, okay, so how is that negative person in conversation? They're different because they probably learned something.
That was deep. I felt that in my soul.
Yeah.
So right
Me
there
too.
we go. Hey Kenyatta, she is a member of the panel. Hi,
Oh my
sister.
gosh.
Thank you for tuning in. So we're going to pivot a little bit.
Yes.
This caught my eye, and it caught my eye because I'm a twin.
Mhm.
So I'm like, first thing I said is that a bad twin, a good twin.
Oh, okay.
So can you explain to me what this painting
Yeah.
means?
So this painting is actually Shakira, and it's some children in Colombia. Shakira has a like program where it offers education to children in places where education might not be the best. So when I was in school, I went to Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. I had to my assignment for my painting class was I think my painting teacher was Brad Bernard. He's done some murals in the city too. But he had us do a triptych assignment. So I had to do three, and it had to be a theme. And I wanted, this is my entrance into thinking about education in art
Mhm.
and how it meant. So this was like literally an interpretation of Shakira has an educational platform, and each piece of the triptych, a triptych is three paintings that all kind of come together. So this is one of the three. And each one was a monochromatic tone based on her website, the colors on her website.
Mm.
So this one was my favorite because my favorite color is blue. So I
Okay.
spent the most time with this one. But yeah, it's just two children that were taught underneath one of her educational platforms. And I just picked one of my favorite photos of her. And those are my handprints. So I always put a piece of myself on all my work because I want
So
it
that's
to
your
be a self
tag.
portrait. Yeah, because I don't sign my work.
Oh.
So yeah, so if I make a sculpture, it'll be 5'2" because I'm 5'2".
Ah.
So it's like little pieces of me
That's gonna represent
that'll
you.
represent me, and people always know that that's me. I mean, that's my
That is so dope. It's so detailed. I love it. So, okay, what is something like this worth?
Something like this one. This one was a triptych, so the triptych would have went for more together. But I was selling this one for $200 just because it's smaller, and I focus on more large scale work that, of course, costs more. Like this one is a work in progress, but it's obviously way bigger. And
Can
this
we
one's
see
gonna
this?
have
Okay.
this one's gonna have a ton more layers to it. It's gonna have like other pieces of paper. I'm gonna draw drawings and paste them on there. So this one is way more detail.
You can just tell
And
while she's
it's
taking selfies and
yeah.
she's drinking or whatever is in her cup and her pose and just like some cute fire girls.
This
that just
piece is gonna be called Ladies Night Out. So you can see the
Okay.
night out at the bottom.
look, this is
Yeah, Ladies Night Out. This is my so I've been recently trying to incorporate more of me in my personal life in my work instead of taking like this inspiration photo off Pinterest or an internet photo. This is a selfie that this is a photo of my best friend with
Oh,
her friends in Texas that she just made on
okay.
their night out. And she posted it one day, and I was just like, I texted her, I was like, this is a really great photo, and I want to paint it gold. That's how it started. That's why
Mhm.
it's yellow. Because I was like, I want to paint this gold. Can I have your permission to use this?
That's nice that you respect
Yeah.
her enough to
Yeah,
ask
because I'm
that.
not just gonna paint her; it's gonna look like her. So and her friends. So I was like, so I gotta make sure y'all are cool with that. But yeah, and it was just it makes me more connected to the work, and I can talk to her about it. And she remembers that night, and it was a good night. So she has a connection to it now, and they have a connection to it.
That is super dope. I would love to see this when it gets done.
Yeah, I'm working on it. This is a first piece for a show I have coming up next year.
So you make this very easy for me. You sound it's just like a pro in everything that you do. Like you just get interviewed all the time. So I don't have you answering the questions you are. Dope. Before I even get the chance to even ask you,
What?
I
Again?
love it.
I love
I
that.
absolutely love it. So, with that being said,
Yeah.
what event is that? Let's tell the people where
Yeah.
they can find your art, what event you got coming up, and where they can find you. Like, if you got like a website or Instagram or anything like that.
I have an Instagram. That's where I've been posting a lot of my um works in progress. Like there's a video up right now of me working on this for 40 minutes.
Mhm.
But you can find me on Instagram, art.anamarie. So that's the spell of my name.
I love the ring of that.
And yeah, art.anamarie.
It's like
You can find me at anamarie.e. Like that's my other Instagram page, more personal about me, because on that page it says like I'm a jack of all trades. I do a lot of things. So that page helps me funnel it all together. But art had to be separate because that's my baby.
Right.
But yeah, you can find me there on Instagram. I love to connect with anybody new. And the show that this is going to be in, the theme for the show is Black Joy. So I'm trying to cultivate a space that's like unapologetic. It's very Black joy. Like I wanted
like
to
your
think that's
energy.
it. Like these three are for that show too. And these three are
Can
moments.
can you see them? Can we lift them up? Which three? Okay.
So this one is a grill. I had a friend who had a grill that I just loved.
Hey.
And so I was like, this is brought me joy. Like when you put it on, it makes me happy. So I'm Cuban as well. So a lot of my work will have like a Cuban-esque tone to it.
Okay.
So like these green is like an art deco Cuban. Like if you go to Cuba and you look at the buildings, this will remind you of that color palette.
Okay.
So that's why the background is like that.
That is beautiful.
And it's 3D, so it's like gold leaf.
Can I touch it?
Yes, you can touch it.
Yes, I love it.
So good. So it's like a gum. It's interesting. So this one,
I love
lashes,
colors.
and that's something that I knew that brought me joy, and she brings joy to other people. This one's also in progress, but like right in the corner it says Lash Bar.
Yeah.
So it's like a little city in the background.
Yeah.
And she's got her huge, over exaggerated lashes.
You said that's still in progress?
Yes.
I can't wait to see what that looks like, because it looks like it's done.
We need more.
Okay.
There's buildings in here. There's a lot.
I'm all about the more.
And then this one is one of my favorites. This guy, he was standing, or was he standing? He was sitting. He was drinking a beer on the side of the street. And I walked past him. I was carrying my groceries. And he was like, wow, you're going to carry all that by yourself? I was like, yeah, I do it all the time. And he was just like, wow, can I tell you something? And I was like, what's up? And he was like, you're so beautiful. And I hope you have a great day.
Oh, you are.
And that's
beautiful.
all he said. And I was just like, not creepy, nothing, just a man on 16th Street. Like, this is what he looks like in cartoon form, but he had a grill, and this is what he was wearing. He had 2 chains on. He had some like Cartier glasses on, and I just kind of
heartbeat. Like,
yeah, like he just gave me a good feeling. So I painted him how I remember him. I didn't take a photo of him.
Right.
This, I mean, you probably wouldn't know who he is. So looking at this, and I don't want to put anybody on blast either, because respect. So this is just how I remembered him. And when he said that, this is what he looked like to me.
That is beautiful. I love how you have a story behind every one of your paintings. Do your paintings come with a story?
Yeah.
Like, do they? So when you purchase it, do you get like a little story?
Oh, well, I haven't done that, but that's a good idea.
that'd be so dope, because you tell them
I talk about it so much.
You do.
So it's like I never thought about that, because I talk about it.
That'd be so dope. And I think that'd be new. Maybe it's somebody out there that have that does that, but I haven't seen that.
There is an alter ego to my work though, because I talk about the Black experience in a lot of ways. And one of the ways is, of course, more on a traumatic way. And that's what these pieces are. They don't look traumatic, but these are actually about like the Black hair experience and my little sister, and going through not wanting your hair curly, not knowing what to do with it, having Black hair trauma, hair falling out, all kind of stuff.
I can see that though from there. Your hair trauma.
Yeah.
Like I can definitely see that.
Like
from
this
there.
is a comb. And it's like
broke.
This comb is broke. The comb is broke, y'all. The comb's broke. But it's beautiful though. There's a girl, it's tangled. What's going on? These aren't paintings. These are actually prints from a metal. I had a copper piece of metal and I carved the drawing into it. And then I put ink on it and pressed it in a roller.
Teach me something. So these are prints.
They're I forgot the name of the print, but I took a print class and you do it with a metal copper plate and then you roll it under this super heavy roller. It's like
I seen one of those on the movie. I seen it on the movie. Yes. Okay, I see that they did that with newspaper, didn't they? Okay.
Yes, where every little letter is rolled on. That's this, and it's like, oh my gosh, you get carpet under. Like you're sitting there with a piece of metal, carving your drawing into a piece of metal.
Beautiful.
And that's how, and you can make a ton. I have more that's over there, but like this is in 3 different colorways. This is in 3 different colorways. The barrettes and things over there is 2. I think these 2 are the same, but different. They're gonna, because I applied the ink differently. So it took out some of the drawing, and this is where the details are.
I love how you know your work. Some people don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, you gotta know.
I love it.
You gotta know what you show people.
Purple is one of my favorite colors. Right. What is this?
So that is this one is actually my sister, and I just added like barrettes. I took a picture of her apart, so her eyebrows are here. Her hair's here.
Like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, it's just like I had one of those when I was a kid too, so maybe that is coming out a little bit. But I just had her explain to me how doing her hair made her feel, and this is what came out of it for me.
You are so dope. It seems like not knowing like your full day to day. It seems like I can just tell you something and you will take it all in and just bring it to life.
Yeah, I would think about it. I like to think about it. Like I work at a hair salon. And it's a curly hair salon. So I always see people's experiences with their hair finally being gorgeous, especially Black women. I really pay attention to the Black women that come in. And the Latin women that are just always told to wear their hair straight or relax it, whatever. And them getting on a natural hair routine. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of women who have came in with like relaxed hair or wanted a big chop. Like we recently had somebody come in for a big chop. But I think about those things and I write about them and I think about new work with those experiences because those are joyful experiences, but also they're coming in telling us about their traumatic experiences.
I'm going to have to definitely have you back because you are in a hair salon and we're going to talk about hair. We're going to definitely talk about hair.
Extraordinaire. That's
because my daughter has curly hair. I have curly hair, but your curls are like a bomb.
They got me right.
Like they did. They did. Hi, Tashima. So beautiful. Great photographic memories. Yes, they are. I love it. That's us. I love her. You know what? Shout out to Tashima. Thank you so much for making my cup with my logo and my slogan on the back of it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I be drinking out of this cup all the time. I love it.
Okay, so I gotta call you for a cup.
Yeah, you gotta call her for a cup. You gotta call her for a cup because I take this cup goes everywhere now. Yeah, she rocks her brand all the time. So I'm like, she got me started. It's my first brand piece. And touch it like it's very durable.
Oh, this will last you a lifetime. This is better than a Stanley. Get a cup. Get a cup.
So, is it safe to say that you are all around girl?
Yeah.
Because that's what you put me in the mind frame of. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Alabama. I was born in Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been here since I was in 2018. So I moved when I was 18 when I graduated high school. And I've been here. And then in 2023, I moved to Boston for a year. And it was nice. The food was really good. It was really authentic too. I was like, dang, this is like from y'all kitchen at home. Like, what is this? But yeah, that was really nice. And I just got back because I have to be a resident here for this show. Mm-hmm. And that was just a temporary leave to Boston. I got a certificate in studio art. Okay. And I learned more about research because like on the more historic side of my work, I'm trying to implement Black history in art because they're taking it out of school. So I'm like, that frightened me because I'm like, all of my work is Black history. So I want to push it more. So hopefully one day I want to go back south and really research and put myself in the spaces that are historic and make work in the spaces there because their energy's there.
You know, it's so dope. You don't get to meet a lot of people that's like dope at what they do, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the education behind it.
Oh, you
It's something
got
about
to.
having the education behind it that
Yeah.
give you that gold stamp, right?
Razzle dazzle.
Like, not only do I know how to do this, but I am very educated.
Like, I'll
behind
teach about it. I taught art here too at Artworks
Really?
for Milwaukee
Okay.
High School, but we did environmental public art. So ours was focused around environmental art in specifically the community of Milwaukee and Lake Michigan
Mm.
because we're trying to figure out how to keep it clean, and we want people to come here and not think that it's dirty and hear that it's dirty. We want them to, one, respect it better, and two, clean it up. So we're trying to figure that out. Me and my kids have work at Discovery World right now. Still.
You are an amazing person.
I just be doing it.
You are an amazing person. You are an amazing
Good.
person. Tashima, I can't see. Tom, can you put that on the screen? I can't see. I don't got no glasses.
Thank
on.
you, Tashima.
I love your beautiful art. She is dope. She's dope. You have to
sweet.
follow her.
I will.
Hey, Queen, back. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did your first how did you first get involved? Well, you already covered that already. Okay, so this is on the art as therapy, right?
Mhm.
Can you describe how creating art has affected your mental and emotional well-being since, like, for people with autoimmune diseases? Have you ever dealt with people with autoimmune diseases and like integrating the art into that?
Yes, I have.
Oh my
I've
God,
met
come on
people.
with it then.
I've met people that live that life, and they're trying to figure out how to cope with it, how to find a community that will accept them that way in that mental state and whatever physical state they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've been told from them and what I've learned from them is that art, one, is taken very for granted because we don't see what it does to our mental health, but it really does take you to a different place where you can learn something about yourself and you can appreciate yourself more for learning that one thing about yourself. So working with people like that, normally it's been in school or like someone's in my class that has a condition like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm listening to how the work affects them, and it's normally very therapeutic in a means of I get to sit and think and sit with this work, and I can think about it with it making me not necessarily forget what I'm going through, but cope with it better because there's something like I'm alive to see this and I can connect with it, and that makes me happy as a person. So I want to keep doing that, and I feel like that's what makes that therapeutic connection because it takes you kind of out of this world. Not to sound cheesy, but
No, it does. I used to do I forgot, it was like clay molding, right?
yeah,
And I don't know if I liked just getting my hands like in the midst of the mess and how it felt, or like thinking I was creating something, or the thing which you push your feet on. I don't know what part I like,
the wheel,
but yeah,
yeah,
but it put me back in a kid state.
yes.
Every time I did it, and I was like, I couldn't figure out whether it was the touch, the foot. Well, all that is the touch. Actually,
It's
that we're
definitely
saying it
the
out loud.
haptic part of it. You're
Yeah.
engaging in something that's gonna be something that you like, something that you want to see, even if it's like the first time I did this print, I didn't like it, but the process of doing it with my hands and having to roll it and etch into this thing, sometimes I would be there for hours etching it, security guard coming to check on me in the studio, and I'm like, I'm good, still doing this, still didn't eat, like, but it really does, it just drags you in, and that I feel like the haptic part of it, of making artwork, even if you don't just introduce yourself as an artist, you still want to do it and be good at it because you're gonna be like, I'm good at that. I just did that.
I just did that, but
I just-
artists do no. It was, I just wanted to get to like the line. I said I want to just make the line, the indentation line at like 1, 2, 3, and then I would be good. The bow looked like crazy, right? But
I
I
did
did.
too.
What
You should see my dad little trophy. I made him a number one dad trophy on a little beginner's pottery wheel.
Okay, so that's what it's called. Okay,
It's
okay.
yeah, it looked like a butt. I'm not gonna lie. It's a heart. It's supposed to be a heart, but he still has it.
But it was like no stress, no care in the
stress.
world, and it was just like almost happy moment. And then like if you felt yourself getting frustrated, you can feel your body just going hard with it. Like yeah. So okay,
you kind of fall back in love with it. It's like just frustrating, but you gonna work for me, and because I can control. You can. One thing about art is you control the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You even if somebody's looking at this, they control what they see in that.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. How does art allows you to express feelings that may be difficult to articulate verbally?
Art does this for me because don't nobody gonna know what I feel, but I know what I felt when I used that color.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Yes, give me that.
It was good. I just feel like nobody really has to know. So when I paint, I can open up completely and not have to worry about questions. I mean, every now and then, blue moon, somebody's like, "This is a really dark color you used. Is this because it's like a sad?" And her facial expression is sad. Like, is this from?
You get those people.
But you do, and it's like, yes, it was. But let me tell you where I found joy and where it met me at, because now the paint is finished and it looked good. That's what brought me joy, because that energy is out now. Yes. So no matter how negative a piece gets, it's still beautiful in the end. Because like this was really frustrating to make. But making it was frustrating because I was getting out a frustrated feeling, but it came out beautiful. And so many people see different things. Some people think it's funny. They're like, I break combs all the time. But it's like, but then some people was like, man, I used to cry getting my hair done and I hated it. And this reminds me of that hate. So it's a hit or miss. But I was frustrated when I made it. But it makes people joyful that it's there.
And it turned out beautiful.
Thank you.
So that it's fair to say it's always a lesson in the lesson.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Do you find more value in the process of making art or the final product, and why?
Definitely the process. Because of like just what I was talking about, the process for me, it always folds. Like it's never like my end goal for a painting is never what I thought in the beginning. Like this painting was supposed to be all monochromatic gold. It's pink, purple, blue, yellow. Like
so do
green.
Do you change as you go? Like
Yes.
you have something that you want to look like in your head, and then as you go, it's like
it's like I don't want to do that, because then all my work is mixed media now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I really like these are mixed media. So it's like when I was painting that, I was like, ooh, I wanted to go with this one. So maybe I should add the gold leaf to it. And I was like, okay. And then it was too flat. So I was like, I want to add more dimension. So I added the thicker pieces of paint and plaster so it'll come off the page some. And that's really how I get when I make a painting, I'm getting through it. Because even when I'm making this painting, I'm thinking about all my nights out. There might be a night I had out and I wore these earrings. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stick the earring in the painting and figure out how to make it stay there and it have a 3D aspect. Like I do stuff like that. And people be like, you're gonna make a hole in that?
I don't know if you have watched some of these shows, but I'm known for Lupus Has No Face podcast is known for getting the exclusive. So what is it that you have not told anyone that is like coming up, or you got something in the works, or I need an exclusive?
What's something that's exclusive that I'm doing right now?
Yeah, that no one knows.
That no one knows.
But me.
But you. And these wonderful people. I'm going to be honest. I don't ever show work in progress just up front in a situation like this.
Really?
I don't, but I feel like it was needed because I was going to bring up the show. So I wanted to bring the vibes of what they would be like. But something that I'm working on that nobody knows is I'm writing a book.
Hey now.
So
What's the title of the book?
don't have a title of the book, I'm gonna be honest, but it is a book because I feel like I write so much, and I don't want it to be like a biography, autobiography, or anything like that. But I want it to be an experience reading it. So right now I'm researching on other books that may be in that field, but I want people to have an experience when they read the book, but be reading about my experiences.
So that's what I was gonna say. So is it gonna be like the girl around the way, or is it gonna be like the girl around the way plus the art, or is it gonna be like mixed feelings or the process? Like
I want to focus on process and emotion because I feel like that will make people have the most experience out of a book.
I think that's gonna leave people with open-ended questions.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So you're gonna have a series. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But yeah, it's something I've never done. So I am taking my time with it. But I've gave myself like a very long term goal of like having the book when I'm 30.
Okay, so whenever this very long term goal happens, because we will be around,
Yeah.
I would like for the release date to be on this podcast.
All
right. Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her.
A book.
Hey, Johnny, Jesse, how are you? Thank you. He said, "Hey, ladies."
Hello.
Oh my God. Okay, this is you. You are fun. Okay, you are fun.
I'm having fun too.
I'm glad you're having fun. Yeah. Okay. What are your hopes for using art as a platform to raise awareness about lupus?
Ask one more time. So
okay. What are your hopes for using art as a platform to raise awareness about lupus?
My hopes is to really bring awareness towards that community, but to bring awareness to art therapy and how it does work. People don't think it works.
It does.
I was drawing a picture, using a certain color every day. Like there was at one point where I only drew in yellow or wrote in yellow because I felt like, I mean, you can't really see yellow on a white paper. So when I was writing all my frustrating feelings, couldn't really see it. Maybe days later, whatever, or another person would really have to really have an intention to read it to look at that. But yeah, I'm talking highlighter yellow. Like,
oh
come
my
on
God,
now.
like the magic, the markers that we have.
Yes,
okay.
But yellow makes you happy. So that's why I was doing that, and it really did. I started to like wake up in the morning and be like I can't wait to get to that yellow pen or that yellow marker, and bring you that like something to look forward to. Art does that, and that's what I want to bring awareness to within helping this community cope, be themselves, express themselves, learn how to express themselves if they don't know how, because some of these people are children.
Yes.
So it's just like, what do you do? Art.
That is amazing.
Everybody can do it.
It is. And that's amazing how you just said yellow and therapeutic. And it just made me think of the Boss Fly Girls. Mikhail D. Shout out to Mikhail D. She is my coach, my friend, my business partner, and amongst other things. And we went to the Women's Evolution 2024 in Texas this year. So dope. So dope. If you never went, you gotta check 2020. It was in Texas. Year? Yes. Okay. So next year is going to be in Atlanta.
Okay.
So she just got a big suite and everything. It was the Boss Fly Girls, and the first color for us was yellow. Yeah. And so when you said yellow, you said therapeutic, I'm like, you just made me think about the lady executive. So just shout out to her, because that's we work on a lot of things, whether it's business, emotional, spiritually, financially, all of that. She ties it all in, makes you grow as a person. So I just felt the need at that moment to bring that up, because she was like yellow. And then I'm like, oh, okay, we're going somewhere with this.
When you said that word spiritual, like I do think that's a part of art too. Like, I mean, art can lead people into a hope and a faith too, because a lot of times when people are feeling very sad or very depressed or just not in a good space, whatever that looks like for that person, art can help push a person to think in a bigger picture. sometimes.
No, you're right about that. And I feel like not only art, but I think anything in life, if you, okay, so like if I pinch you, right?
Mhm.
You feel it for that very moment, right? You
Right.
got you right to feel how you want to feel.
Right.
But 30 minutes later, there's no way that you should feel how you felt the first time that I pinched you.
Right.
I say that to say because people choose to be mad, people choose to be angry, people choose to be in that stuck space, right?
Mhm.
Because that's just what they want to do. In reality, it's like, okay, you felt it. Now you have to get over it. And what did you learn from it? How can you prevent it? And instead of going through that full circle, spiritually, right? They never get through that full circle. It's like,
Mhm.
remember when you, or, I went through X, Y, and Z. Like
It
they
is
hold
always like
on
that.
and it's a
Yeah.
stuck mindset. So, like, painting, art, you free, right?
Mhm.
Certain like walks and grounding, it makes you free, open
Free.
up. It's all about the mindset.
We lose that in this economy, this world, America. But it's just one of those things where you lose yourself in it so much, it forces you into thinking of a bigger picture. Because you're lost
Yes.
yourself. Like sometimes when people sketch me, people's me, other artists, or just anybody who doodles on a homework page or whatever, you lose yourself in that moment. So it's just like sometimes you might look at it, it's like, what is that?
And people are scared before I say that. Um Jesse, hold on, it's one before that one. I can't really see what it say. Oh, thank you so much. Love you back. He wants to know, do you do sip and paint events?
I would.
She
I
would do
absolutely
sip and paint events. We're going to put her we're
would.
going to put her tags
Yeah.
below and you can contact her, so you can definitely set that up. This is what it's all about. Thank you so much. Networking is
Thank
everything.
you.
Like, we love networking. We
Yeah,
love
me
love
too.
love networking. I
Love
mean,
to
that's
shake
the,
a good hand.
listen,
Like,
love to shake a
to,
good hand. Love to. Okay, he's Jesse.
these
He's
are
going to
cute.
thank you.
Always. I had
Thank
to say that.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He is going to hit you. We're going to put her tags in there. Okay. Were you saying something? I'm just getting lost in this whole thing. I'm
No,
so
we
excited.
were we you were just about to say something. I was talking about losing yourself and like sketching and kind of sometimes you look at it and you're like, what is
Oh
that?
no, people being like you said,
Yeah,
nice and mean and things of that
yeah,
nature. Um, people are scared to grow, right? They
yeah.
feel like you always have to be this person. So you have certain, it's fair to say, what segments, right?
Mhm.
In your life that you go through,
Right.
from this age to this age. And it don't even have to be an age. It's when you know that you outgrown your circle, or you know that you want better and you start doing better. It's okay. You're not losing any friends. Any friends that you lost is never meant to be with you for the next phase anyways, right? Because if they were meant to be with you for the next phase, they will be there while you're going through your next phase, elevating you, right?
Right.
And people are
They'll be
scared of
next to
that.
you.
They don't want the talks. Like, oh, you're being different. I should be being different, right? I should be
Different.
acting different, right? Because once you want more, you want to be better, your attitude change, your mood change, your environment change, your groups change, right? Your
Hmm.
conversation change. That doesn't mean that you're acting better or anything like that. You just want more for your life. And some people can't let that old you go. And some people don't want to lose the friend that they don't have for 30 years.
Right.
That friend was only a friend for 30 years. Now you got new friends.
Right.
Friends that you can
What are
talk
they gonna
about
bring?
business with, friends that can put you in places and spaces that you need to be in to help you network or to grow, or that's beneficial for you, or so on and so forth.
Right.
And people don't like letting go.
People don't like letting go. People don't like growth. But another thing I noticed that is a big part of art, that is where art teaches people and forces them again the bigger picture and to grow, is because when you're doing art, especially if you're an artist like me, you gotta
Say that again.
you
Say
gotta an
that
artist like me, artists like me would take risk. You have to take,
again.
there's levels of risk you have to take, which is going to force you to grow. Because what if I got a hole in this painting right now because I wanted to put that earring in there, but then it ripped? So I paid for the canvas, I'm not going to throw it away, it's already halfway done. So what do I do to fix it? You grow as an artist in a situation like that. So another thing I tell people when they meet me, or we're talking like this, events like this, I always say, hold the hands of fear on the way to success, because that's the only way that you're gonna grow.
That is, you gotta take chances. You gotta take chances, and if that didn't work, that doesn't mean that it's not for you. It means that you probably tried to cheat the path, or you gotta take a different path, or somewhere and so forth. Absolutely. No, you didn't distract us, Jesse. That's what this is for.
Yeah, no, I
You
did
okay?
see that. I was like, that's funny. That's not, we're all talking. Like, it's okay.
Yes. So before we close out, I want you to tell them where to find you again,
Mhm.
what events you got coming up, okay, and where they can follow you at.
Okay, let's start with where you can follow me, because I want to meet all of you. You can follow me at art.anamarie. That's for my art. You can find me at Anamarie.e for all my jack of all trades.
I love it.
I see it up there, so I'm gonna say it. But Anamarie.beauty is my hair page, because I do hair at a curly hair salon. Curly
Look
hair,
at this.
curly hair extraordinaire. They'll
Yes.
cut it, get it right, but you gotta want to be natural.
It's not stiff at all. It's just moving when you move.
Move. It moves. And where else can you find me? That's all of the media.
Your show that you got coming
The
up.
show that I have coming
Mhm.
up is in 2025. It's going to be in Madison, Wisconsin. There will be plenty of notice, so you can carpool, pull up.
Say it.
But it's going to be all about Black joy, and I want all my Black folks to feel very, very joyful, because we deserve a space where we can be unapologetically ourselves, and that's what it's going to be about.
Is it like how much it'll cost again? Do we got to get advance
It's
tickets?
from my understanding, it's free to the public, but
Free to the public.
It's It's gonna be right now. The date is set for October 31st of 2025.
Okay.
So
y'all
that's
working.
It's this is just the first baby of the
Right.
work. It's a gallery. This is my first solo show with a major gallery. I had a solo show in Boston at the school as a student, and it was called From a Black Perspective. And that was kind of like my it is my alter ego show to Black joy, because that one was more about the traumatic Black experience in America, and the show was called From a Black Perspective. So it's my perspective of what I go through in America every day, or what my family goes through, my friends, people I meet, things like that. So this is going to be completely opposite, and I'm very, very excited about it. So that's my biggest thing that I have going on.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are working due diligently. It's a year, so there's no excuse for no one to come.
The
Can't
gallery
come.
is James Waltris Gallery. That's the gallery.
When you get your flyer, I'm going to share it.
I will get
So
the flyer.
I'm definitely going to share it.
Send it.
So with that being said, I got to put you on the spot, Tone, if you can find it. Before we wait.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you located in Milwaukee? Yes, I'm located in Milwaukee. I'll be here till after 2025, I'm sure. And the thing that I have to tell you is this is my first podcast. I've never been on a podcast in my life.
And you did amazing.
Yeah.
That's what see. That's
So yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Your podcast just gave me an interest in podcasts. So kudos to you, because this was really good. I loved it.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate
the work you put into it is really good. It's very tedious, and I like that, because I'm like that. So I'm like, I kind of like that. But yeah.
Oh, you got me over here blushing. Yeah. Don't gas me. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, because the people, my supporters, my followers, it does mean a lot for the feedback. You know, you're gonna have some good feedback, you're gonna have some not so good feedback, but I also I need it all. So I greatly appreciate that. Before we close out, you guys, I don't want to forget about the charity Christmas event that is coming up December 15th. We're going to put the flyer up there just to remind you guys, but it's December 15th. We are accepting all donations, unwrapped toys from ages 0 months to 16 years old.
Okay.
You can drop them off at TDR Network, Sherman Phoenix downstairs, or you can drop them off at Next Generational Day Camp on Atkinson. You guys
Oh,
can.
our next generation is that what it's called? Next generation.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I used to tutor there
Oh,
after
okay.
school.
Okay.
I love that place.
Kudos to Anita.
Yeah.
So you could drop them off there. If you guys want to make any cash donations, you go to www.lupushasnoface.com. Or you can do the Cash App, which is LHNF 2020. Guys, please share. We are still looking for volunteers. So volunteers to refill the bags of toys, to bring the toys out, to take information at the front door, to serve food, and to help clean up. So please do reach out to me. If you guys are interested, it's December 15th from 12 to 5, and we are accepting all donations from now until early, well, I'm gonna say December 14th.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So hope to see your inboxes. Share it, please. It was amazing having you. You're gonna
It's
definitely
awesome
be on
talking
here
to
again because I'm loving the curls and we gotta talk about hair growth.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this great conversation. We made a connection. We love networking. That's what this show is all about. Thank you so much, Jesse, for reaching out. I appreciate you for being a service to my girl, Miss
Thank you
Edwards.
so much.
So until next time, every Wednesday at 6:30, tune in live on Facebook and YouTube. Lupus Has No Face podcast. Until then.